global finance elites are planning CBDC social credit scores. October the 17th, 2022, activistpost.com. Now, this is really scary, people, because this is, I know that I was just talking about what's happening with the whole plan, the New World Order plan, but this is what's going to be dragging you through a system that we can't get back from. This is how they've trained the youth up to download the app, the application, and do everything with AI and sort of like be guided by GPS and not really think, but trust. And this social credit score system that's coming that they've already introduced in China is really dangerous because it pits people against people. Okay? It's like it creates a caste system in our own society on how many points you can accumulate. Because everything is statistical. If you look at it, you go to Facebook and everyone wants to know how many friends they've got. You go on WordPress and how many views have you got. Everything is about statistics that people can look at on their mobile. And basically that's what we've become. We stare at the screen to see how we're doing in life. Because it's actually categorising us and giving us statistics on how we're doing. So it's not up to our own judgment anymore. We're now looking outside through software programs and AI for them to tell us how well we're doing in life. And that's dangerous, people, because that means you're not thinking for yourself anymore. So it says here, the parameters they set for digital currency will nudge your behaviour through social scoring to control society and to control you. That is so true. It says, unlike cryptocurrencies, which are private, central bank digital currency, that's a CBDC, will be issued and controlled by the central banks themselves. It says in many ways it's the same as banknotes, but it's likely that every single transaction will be monitored for compliance. There you go, you'll have your money habits monitored, people. It says on Friday the 14th of October, the International Monetary Fund streamed a live video on YouTube called Central Bank Digital Currencies for Financial Inclusion, the Risks and the Rewards. It says the speakers were Her Majesty Queen Maxima of the Netherlands, who is also the United Nations Secretarial General Special Advocate for the Inclusive Finance for Development. It's got Kristalina Georgieva, I think that's it, Georgieva, Managing Director of the IMF, and Bo Lai, Deputy Managing Director, and Cecilia Skinsley, the BIS Innovation Hub Director. And I think it's Skinsley, yeah, that's right. It was all about global financial inclusion, which they said had improved over the past 10 years, but almost a quarter of the world's adult population is still unbanked. It is hoped that the central bank digital currencies would be affordable, widely accepted, and safe instruments, which would address some of the issues surrounding financial inclusion, among other things. Even though we see all the cyber hacking now, people, where people actually don't want their money in a digital bank. They want the actual currencies in their hand or under their bed or just close to them, because that's the only thing they can trust. Most other people they've given up. It's just, well, it didn't happen to me. It says, reading on, it says, with 2,619 views, the live stream went under the radar for many. So not many people saw it. It says, our buddy Tim Hinchcliffe, this is the author saying this, over at The Sociable, kept an eye on what was going on. Tim posted a video of the byline, that's the Deputy Managing Director of the IMF, explaining how CDBS can be programmed. And the video got over 405,000 views, and the tweet got 222,000 impressions. And here's the statistics again, people. And 1,722 retweets from people like @OffGuardian, @InThisTogether, and @Jennifer_Arcuri. If this doesn't make news, I don't know what will, says the author. I told my colleagues at the Truth Talk, this is big. According to Bylie, a CDBC can improve financial inclusion by allowing government agencies and private sector players to program and to create smart contracts. Smart contracts are programs stored on a blockchain that run when predetermined conditions are met. Most of the time they're used to automate agreement execution. So everyone knows the outcome right away without any intermediaries. It says the smart contract would allow targeted policy functions. This is how it works, people, like welfare payments, consumption coupons, food stamps, etc. With the CBDCs, they say that they can precisely control what people can and can't own. Also, what kind of use this money can be programmed for, like food only. Now, in Australia, we've already done a sort of a social credit type system, but not really socially, but it sort of looked that way. We had the Indue card, which is the healthy, wealthy card, which is sort of like a credit debit card the government gives you, so that you can only buy what they tell you can buy with the money that you get from the government. So it's obviously people getting government handouts that were completely controlled with what they bought, whether it was food or whatever. And so they go to the supermarket and there was things that the card would not process. So this is like a primitive system, not really a social credit system yet, but the groundwork. And they've been doing that for years in South Australia and New South Wales. They only just stopped the program, and that's because it was a trial. What do they do trials for, people? To see if it works. So here, reading on it, it says, as a result of this potential programmability, government agencies can precisely target their support packages to the right people. CBDCs can't solve every financial inclusion challenge, but they can work together with financial literacy and digital literacy. CBDC will have to work with other policies like digital identities and wallets. You heard me? Digital identities, people. That's why they're trying so hard to get everything centralised and to get you off that paper trail.